I'll do my brother. My brother got with this
On
female who only
camera?
wanted him for his money. Huh?
Nothing. Sorry, go on.
Okay, yeah. My brother got with this female who wanted nothing to do with him except his money. He was in the army. Now he went to Fort Bragg thinking he wanted to marry this girl. She was just emptying his bank account, and you get in trouble in the army if you don't handle your finances right. My dad, once my brother told him what was happening, he ex-military, he went on to base and changed all of my brother's stuff. Then when my brother graduated, he went to his graduation and then showed him receipts of this girl buying cars, paying her rent, dating other men, and sponsoring them. He got him out of trouble. Now, he could have been like, well, I told you, you didn't listen. Now you got this lesson, do better next time. But how? How is he going to do better? That's still not an answer to be better. That's still not an answer to understand. So he got down in the dirt with my brother and walked him out of his problem that he put himself in for not listening.
Okay, Alan,
Parents do that.
It's not a bad story, but it doesn't have anything to do with Job. And my question was, where is the justification or the moral logic or the rational or whatever for punishing innocent people to prove or really allowing them to be harmed so that God could prove a point to Satan?
It was not that God can prove a point. It was for our salvation. We are still going through the same problems today, dealing with the evil one.
So then, why does God let Satan do that? So that we can grow?
Why does God let Satan do that? So that we can see, so that we can understand. Look, right now, you don't even want to hear, anything about God bringing people out of that type of damnation. You're still fighting against it. When you love somebody, you'll show them. You'll actually physically act upon it. You can say it. It can sound nice and never do anything about it and just keep gaslighting, or you can do something about it and physically show them.
Why would I not if somebody was going through something, why wouldn't I just say, oh, this is Satan doing this to you to test your faith? And then why would I not just go completely hands off and not help them for the greater good?
Well, I would say thank God that you're not God, but Job understood at the end of the experience that he could talk to God.
Do you think it would be unethical to do that? What I just described?
Do I think it would be unethical? That goes back to the touching the stove and the hot. Did he tell him beforehand? Does he know God beforehand? Was that unethical?
Let's just do it like a specific example. I see that somebody is just in incredible danger. They're hanging off of a cliff or something. And I say, Satan, or that's not a good example. Let's say somebody's really sick. Like I'm a parent with a child and the child is really sick. And I say, look, Satan is doing this to you to test your faith. And so I'm not taking you to the hospital. We're going to have faith that God is going to fix this. Or even if you do die, we are still going to worship God, even if he allows Satan to take you away from me in this world. Would that be okay for somebody to do?
Would that be okay for somebody to do? God would never do that.
He did do that to Job.
Without warning, without knowing who he is. Just blindly, I'm supposed to do this. You don't have any of my characteristics. You don't know who I am.
I don't even know what that means.
Meaning that they're like, okay, so your sick child, hey, I need you to take him to the doctor. You don't do it. You have tools to help you. Hey, you got
Yeah.
a sick child.
Yeah,
He
instead
has.
I invoke that this is a test from that Satan is doing this, and it's a test of our faith.
So where's the works?
What?
Where's the action in solving the problem? Faith without works is dead. So you're just sitting there going, it's like the boat. It's like this story where there's a flood
So
and
you're saying it would be bad.
this person's going,
Then why did
no,
God
no,
let
no.
Satan do this to Job's children?
Okay. So with the boat, with the oar, with the raft that God sends, like I was saying with the story about a person flooding and them rejecting that. Okay. Job knew and understand who God is. Okay. He understood that he could talk to him afterwards. In that story, when you get to chapter 38 to chapter 43, you then in turn see God explaining to him, there is coming an end time. The way you guys view time, the way you guys view reality is not the same way I do.
There's
Okay?
at no point does Job have
And
any idea that Satan is doing this to him.
again, why he stays quiet. Okay, God, I don't know what's going on. But where everybody else decided to curse God, Job stayed quiet until he could talk to God, till he can get the understanding. At the end time, God explains to Job through descriptions of what he does, revelation, meaning that the evil one, Satan, is going to be punished. Your kids, your land, all going to be restored. But your kids who perished, they're here with me. Satan does this anyway. How do I correct that? So my question to you would be, how would you deal with willful defiance?
There's nothing analogous. Willful defiance. What does that have to do with the story of Job?
Go to chapters 38 and chapter 43. So then that way you can see.
I got to read the entire chapter.
Yes, that's how you get context. You got to read everything.
But don't you know the answer? Like I get you saying that I should read it. That's fine. But don't you know the answer?
Yes, and I'm trying to get you to know it.
Well, could you just tell me what it is? Because I'm looking at chapter 38 and it's got 41 verses in it.
Mm-hmm. You can't skip over it. You got to read these things. Remember, you haven't read
So
the
you
whole
have
story.
no idea.
I do have an idea.
Could you please tell me?
So, okay, not a problem. Okay, let's go to chapter 40, verse 1. Moreover, the Lord answered Job and said, shall he that contendeth with the Almighty instruct him?
This is not
He
chapter
that
40.
reproveth
What
God.
chapter are you on?
I am Job chapter 40, verse 1.
Oh, for some reason my version doesn't have verse 1. Why the hell is that? Huh.
Because
Must
man
be
has been so.
considered
No, I can tell you.
an addition.
No, because man has become so wicked. And when we read everything, we can now understand his characteristics and what's going on. That, oh, well, if I don't give you this, then you won't know. It's like the same thing with praying. They took the most important part out in praying, where when you fast and you pray with all of your heart and all of your mind on one accord, God moves. But in the book that we have till today versus what they took out, it's if you just pray. No, there's an order. So if you go right here to chapter 40, it says, moreover, the Lord answered Job and said, shall he that contendeth with the Almighty instruct him? So you're going to tell me what to do in this, even though you don't know what to do.
So
He that reproveth God, let him answer it. So if you got the answer, you tell me, just like what you just did with me right now. Okay. Verse 3. Then Job answered the Lord and said, Behold, I am vile. I know I'm messed up, God. I know I'm not right. I will lay mine hand upon my mouth. I'm going to shut up and let you speak because I don't got it. I can't answer you. Once I have spoken, but I will not answer yea. Twice, but I will proceed no further. Full stop. Then answered the Lord unto Job out the whirlwind and sea, gird up thy loins now like
Buddy,
a man.
we can't sit here
Man
and
up.
read the entire thing. What's the
But
point?
that's what you're
I'm
supposed to
completely
do.
lost. Okay, so you said the answer is in those places. And then I said, okay, well, I can't sit here and read the entire thing on this live stream. Could you just tell me? And all you're doing is just reading them. So you never had an answer for any of this. All that's
Yes, I
going
do
on
have the
here
answer.
is in 38, God says, oh, yeah, Job, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do these other things? Do you know this? Do you know that? Because Job says, why did you do this to me? And God just lists his powers, really as if to mock Job in a weird way after he allowed his life to be ruined. And then Job says, I still don't get it. And then God goes through this whole other soliloquy saying these other things. Have an arm like God? Can you thunder with a voice like his? And then Job just capitulates at the end. It's like, okay, well, I see. I mean, fuck it. Goes on. Verse 41 is still God just jerking himself off. After the Lord,
Well,
you got to go to
you're,
verse
you're gonna
42.
see that.
After the Lord had
Mm-hmm.
spoken these words to Job, the Lord said to Eliphaz, whatever, the termite, my wrath is kindled against you and your two friends, for you have not spoken of me what is right, and as my servant Job has. Now, therefore, go sacrifice some bulls. Yeah, there's just, okay, at the top. Then Job, yeah, I don't know why. For some reason, what I'm reading here, it doesn't label verse 1. It's not missing. They just don't label it.
You have to read everything. You're going to always be in this.
Stop. Then Job answered the Lord, I know that you can do all things, and that no purpose of yours can be thwarted. Who is this that hides counsel without knowledge? Therefore I have uttered what I did not understand, things too powerful for me, which I did not know. Hear and I will speak. I will question you, and you declare to me, I have heard you by the hearing of the ear. What a sentence. I had heard you by the hearing of the ear. But now my eyes see you, therefore I despise myself and repent in dust and ashes. So literally no explanation for why God did anything to Job. God just says, my dad could beat up your dad, and Job goes, yeah, you're right, fam. There's no moral here except for God to demonstrate first of all,
until you
let
read
innocent people get killed, and then for God to say, me strong. This is a monstrous person.
That's all you're going to get if you just skip around. When you skip around, that's all you're going to get. I actually ask you with full honesty, read all of it and then
all of Job or the entire Bible?
Read all of Job. I asked you to read all of the entire Bible. I want you to do that.
Where
but my point I'm making is just please read the
you've
entire
done this
subject.
So can you just tell me what it is that makes it okay that God allowed for innocent people to be killed in horrible ways?
There is nothing that makes it okay is the point I was trying to get to. God is going to save us from all of that. It happened to Job, okay? And when it happened to Job, God stepped in. Job got to talk to God. Then in chapter 38 to chapter 42, you see the answer, but you're never going to be able to get it if you don't read all of it.
Then what is the answer?
To a scripture. Okay, I'm going to see if I can try and get this to you as fast as possible. I just ask you to give me a quick second. I want to make sure I have the right one. So go to chapter 41, and let's go from verse 12 to verse 34, if you would please. Is that okay?
12 to 34.
Yes, there's your answer right there.
This is just
I'll
God.
have you
This is just
read it.
this is the middle of God saying all the things he can do. So why are we starting in the middle of God saying all the things he can do?
Because you didn't want to start in the beginning. You asked for a quick answer. Please read it. Chapter 12 through 34. I'll have you read it.
This is, I don't know why I'm even going to do this. I will not keep silence concerning its limbs or its mighty strength or its splendid frame. Who can strip off its outer garment? Who can penetrate its double coat of mail? Who can open the doors of its face? There is terror all around its teeth. Its back is made of shields and rows, shut up closely with a seal. One is so near to another that no air can come in between them. They are joined to one another. They clasp each other and cannot be separated. It sneezes, flash forth light, and its eyes are like eyelids of the dawn. From its mouth go flaming torches. Sparks of fire leap out of its nostrils. Come smoke as from a boiling pot, and burning rushes. Its breath kindles coals. All right, so I'm not at 34 yet. Where you're telling me that this is an explanation for why it's okay to let innocent people be killed by Satan?
Okay, so no, I'm not telling you. You're asking why, and I'm telling you he's going to stop everything. That he's describing Satan right now, and
he literally didn't. He could have stopped it, and he didn't.
Keep reading. Keep reading.
It literally just fucking says its leaves a shining wake behind it. One would think the deep to be white-haired. On earth, it has no equal, a creature without fear. It surveys everything that is lofty, and it's king over all that are proud. The end. So there's an explanation for that's 30. That's verse 34.
You skipped the middle.
There's nothing in
the middle. Why didn't you want to read? Why don't you want to read verse 22 going down?
Its neck abides strength and terror dances before it.
Yep.
Where in there is the
flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved. His heart is as firm as a stone, yea, as hard.
None of this has anything to do with a justification for letting innocent people be killed. What are you doing? You're muted. Okay, now you're unmuted.
Yeah, I know I'm muted, man. You don't want to hear it. The sword of him that is layeth at him can...
Okay, you're just trolling at this point. You have absolutely nothing to offer, so instead... we read 20 verses for absolutely no reason. None of those verses say anything about anything. It's just God jerking himself off.